Alara was an artist. She drew pictures for animations. Her studio was small, filled with her drawings. Pencils and papers were everywhere. She worked on a special project now. This project was very important to her. It was a story about her grandmother. Her grandmother was no longer with her. Alara missed her very, very much. She wanted this animation to be perfect. She wanted everyone to see how wonderful her grandmother was. The room was often quiet. Only the sound of her pencil scratching on paper could be heard, or the quiet hum of her computer. Alara often worked late into the night. The moon would be high in the sky, stars would twinkle outside her window, but Alara did not see them often. Her eyes were always on her work. She felt a big weight on her shoulders. It was the weight of memory. It was the weight of love. She had to get every detail just right for her grandmother. Many coffee cups sat on her desk. They were all empty. They showed how many long hours she spent there. Sometimes Alara would sigh. It was a big sigh, full of tiredness, but it was also full of determination. She would not give up. Her grandmother deserved the best story. A story made with love. A story that would make people remember her smile. Alara picked up her special drawing pen. She looked at the blank screen again. She remembered her grandmother's warm hands. She remembered her grandmother's kind voice. These memories were like little lights. They guided her in her work. But sometimes the lights felt far away. Sometimes the silence in the studio felt too big. It felt too empty without her grandmother's laugh. Alara took a deep breath. She had to be strong. She had to keep going. This animation was more than just drawings. It was a piece of her heart. One evening, Alara felt stuck. The animation was not looking right. The character on the screen did not feel like her grandma. It was just a drawing. It did not have the same spark. Alara decided to watch old home videos. Maybe they would help her. She found a tape. It was old and a bit dusty. She put it into the player. The old machine whirred. Then an image appeared on the small television screen. It flickered a little. There she was, her grandmother. She was laughing in the video. It was her grandmother's birthday party. She was surrounded by family. She wore a bright blue dress. Her eyes sparkled with so much joy. She was cutting a big cake with white frosting. Everyone was singing happy birthday. Young Alara was there too, a little girl with pigtails. She was clapping her hands. Watching the video made Alara smile a little, but it also made her heart ache. Alara watched the scene many times, her grandmother's laugh, the way she hugged everyone, the gentle way she spoke. These were the things Alara wanted to capture. She wanted to put all that love into her animation. She paused the video on her grandmother's smiling face. She tried to draw that smile. She tried to make the animated eyes sparkle in the same way, but it was so hard. How could lines on a page show so much warmth? How could they show a lifetime of kindness? The frustration grew inside Alara. She felt like she was failing. The animated grandmother looked stiff. It looked sad. It did not look like the happy woman on the video. Alara put her head in her hands. Why was this so difficult? She just wanted to show the world her grandmother, the real her, the one who baked cookies with her, the one who told her stories, the one who always knew how to make things better. The silence in the room felt heavier than before. Alara looked back at the paused video. Her grandmother's face was full of light. Her smile was so gentle. It was a smile Alara knew better than her own. As she stared, something inside her shifted. A deep, deep sadness began to rise. It was like a huge wave coming from far away. It had been building for a long time, ever since her grandmother had left. Alara had tried to be strong. She had tried to focus on her work, but now, the wave was too big. A lump formed in Alara's throat. It felt tight and painful. Her eyes started to sting. The image of her grandmother on the screen began to blur, not because the video was old, but because tears were filling Alara's eyes. One tear escaped. It rolled slowly down her cheek. It felt warm. Then another followed, and another. Soon she could not see the screen clearly at all. The animation software on her computer also became a watery blur. Her own tear-streaked face was reflected on the dark monitor. She did not try to stop the tears. She could not. They just kept coming. It was as if a dam inside her had finally broken. All the sadness she had held back poured out. All the unspoken words, all the longing for one more hug, one more story, one more smile. She thought of all the little things, the way her grandmother hummed while gardening, the smell of her perfume, the soft feel of her knitted sweaters. Each memory brought a fresh wave of tears. Her shoulders started to shake. A small sob escaped her lips. Then another, louder one. She covered her mouth with her hand, but the sounds of her grief filled the small, silent studio. It was a raw sound, a sound of pure, deep sorrow. She was not just crying for her grandmother, she was crying for herself too, for the empty space her grandmother had left behind, a space that nothing and no one could ever truly fill. The pain was sharp, it was intense. Alara cried for a long time. She let all the feelings wash over her, the sadness, the love, the loss. The little studio seemed to hold her gently. The drawings on the walls were like silent friends. They watched over her. The hum of the computer was a steady sound in the background. Her tears soaked the sleeve of her sweater. Her breath came in shaky gasps, but slowly, very slowly, the storm of emotions began to calm down. The sobs became softer. The tears began to slow. After what felt like forever, she took a deep, shaky breath. Her eyes were red and swollen, her face was wet, but she felt different, lighter somehow, as if a heavy weight had been lifted from her chest. The tears had washed away some of the pain, they had cleansed her spirit. The quietness of the studio returned, but this time it did not feel empty, it felt peaceful. It felt like a safe space where she could be herself, with all her feelings. She looked back at her computer screen, at the animation of her grandmother. It still wasn't perfect, but now, she saw it differently. She understood something new. To make her grandmother come alive in the animation, she needed to put her own true feelings into it. Not just the happy memories, but the sadness too. The love that was so strong it made her cry. That was the real magic. That was the truth of her grandmother's impact on her life. A small, tired smile touched Alara's lips. She picked up her drawing pen again. Her hand felt a little shaky, but steady. She knew what to do now. The tears had not been a sign of weakness, they had been a sign of love, a deep, enduring love. And that love would now flow into her art. Her grandmother's story would be told, not just with lines and colors, but with every beat of Alara's own heartfelt emotion. The animation would be beautiful, it would be real,